we're recording, just so you know. Hey, Rob.
Hey. Wait. How's it going? All right. Guess everybody's here. With the opening meeting of the, October 10th.
Yeah, baby, we up and running?
Yes.
Yeah.
The October 10th Planning Board meeting of 2023. You want to take roll?
Rob Pfister,
Present.
Lou Musella.
Here.
Peter Pinelli.
Here.
Lou, please, pledge.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Point of order for a second.
Yes.
I'd like to have a moment of silence for our Jewish friends here in Pawling and our friends in Israel. Thank you.
Did you guys get a chance to review minutes?
Yep. Yep.
Any motion to?
I make a motion to approve the minutes of the September meeting.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
28 Walnut.
That's it.
Karen, had a chance to review the last bit of the submittal. Do you have anything to say?
No, I don't have any additional comments. I think that I would recommend the board makes a secret determination.
We haven't, this is an open meeting, right? Public meeting?
Yeah, right, we're not gonna open that up. We'll do the secret determination first before we open it up to the public hearing?
No, you should open the public hearing first.
I make a motion that we open the public hearing.
I second it.
In favor?
Aye.
Aye.
And,
The Senos are here.
Yep.
Senator, would you like to make a comment?
If you'd like me to comment on any updates we did to the plan since the last meeting, I'm more than happy to. I think we discussed it pretty thoroughly last meeting, but I can, explain anything else that you guys have any questions.
Should we do that after? It could be part of the public hearing, his comments?
It doesn't seem necessary to have his explanation part of the public comment session, no.
There's nobody here. We have one person in the audience. But I think otherwise, it doesn't look like we have any comments.
Has she received any letters?
Nothing, no letters, no emails.
All right. So I
Motion
think
to
that's
close
it.
it.
Yeah.
No comment, then we close it. I make a motion, no comments from the public, I make a motion that we close the public hearing.
I'll second the motion.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All right, Brian, if you'd like to make some comments now.
Yes, so since last month, the additions to the site plan that were requested was to add the new driveway to the existing lot. So as you can see on the new site plan, it wraps around so that the parking is in the back. So that meets the urban requirements. It was on the last plan, but the retaining wall has been completely taken out of the plan, so we're not inside the wetland boundary at all with the new construction. And we did add the elevation map for the new construction. We're at just under 25 feet for total construction for the height of the new structure. So that's 7 feet under the 32.5-foot maximum.
You guys have any comments about the changes that they made?
No, not at all.
No.
Certainly a thorough packet that you provided, there's no doubt about that.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Killed a lot of trees, that's for sure.
Yeah.
But it's good because we refer back to the lot.
And I know it can seem frustrating to you guys at times. The planning board, and I've always said this, like our comprehensive plan and like what we have in front of us is like a manual. Like
Mhm.
that's all we're doing. We're upholding the manual. Like that's it. There's not really a lot of latitude on, us deviating from that manual.
Right.
We don't get to say, oh, well, we don't like what that says or whatever it is that may be. There's really not a lot of discretion on
Right.
our part, like outside of what
No, we
the
understand.
manual we're given.
We understand.
So it's not that like we try to be tough, but that's just what we have. This is the manual we were given from whoever,
No, we get it.
whoever
We
made
get
it. And we're just a bunch of volunteers up here too. We didn't spend 6 years in college like figuring out how to fill out all these environmental assessment forms and all this too. So
I know, it's quite a bit.
right, we're part of the community just like you. Like
Yeah.
if you would to just sit in here and we don't have like 100 people waiting to be part of like the volunteer for the planning board
No,
and the
I
zoning
understand.
board. that are civil engineers or, you know, civil planners, so
Right.
appreciate your patience as far as like when it comes to
Yeah, of course.
that aspect of it for what we're trying to do. So I really think, yeah, the next step is, you know, the seeker determination.
Yeah.
I mean, you guys provided everything you could, and like I said, it's not as straightforward for us to just say, all right, we can grant the subdivision, because I mean, obviously there's variances that are needed.
Right.
I mean, I read the seeker, the documents actually, and, you know, I favor a negative declaration.
Yeah, I mean, Karen has
I don't see anything.
nothing right there that.
Yeah, I think that the applicant went to the trouble of demonstrating that there are existing nonconformities with the zoning, you know, well apparent in the neighborhood, and, you know, I think it's reasonable under the circumstances, and that there is a balance here that is met.
Right, and that'll be for the zoning board, like I said, that's not up to
Right.
us to deviate outside of whatever we've been given as a manual to follow.
You do need to make a recommendation, though.
To the zoning board?
Yeah, I sent you an email today, you probably, I figured you didn't see it, so, yeah, just, yes.
I did. Let me peruse that quickly.
It says you need to make a recommendation.
That's it?
all it says.
All right.
There's nothing in the
That's it.
village law, yeah.
All right.
Yeah, so,
Pursuant to village law
Yeah.
7/7/20
yeah,
for subdivisions.
yeah. Pretty clear.
Let them move on to the zoning board then.
Do we have to vote on the seeker?
Yeah.
The recommendation being what, exactly?
To
As far as-
either approve or disapprove the variance. Whether you, yeah.
Well, I make a recommendation now, we let.
Well, you wanna do the seeker first? I think you probably wanna,
Do we want to vote on seeker?
yeah, I
Seeker,
think you
yeah.
do the
Alright.
deck first.
Negative, I can make a motion that we issue a negative declaration.
I'll second the motion.
I'll approve, so all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Do we want to make a motion
Motion to move on to the
ZBA?
ZBA.
Right now, when you say for the subdivision or for the variances?
Variances.
'Cause
For the
consider each
variances.
individual variance, we'd make a
Well, you could just
recommendation.
say, if you're in favor of the variances, you know,
For the
I don't think
subdivision
you don't
of the
need to
property.
vote on each one of them separately, just, if you're for it, just say you're for the, you know, we recommend the variances for all the reasons stated in the, you know, the minutes of the planning board meeting.
Is that part of our purview, that it says we're supposed
It
to?
actually, I looked up the law. I don't know if it's unique to subdivision or if it's true for site plan.
No,
but
it's subdivision.
Just subdivision, right?
Just the subdivision.
So that's why you're not
Yeah.
familiar with it, because we don't do too many subdivisions
Right.
here. But it says the zoning board shall request a recommendation from the planning board with
Yeah.
regard to
You
the
could-
variances.
You could wait for them to request it, but that would be a real waste.
Yeah, I
Yes.
don't wanna go in, I
Yes.
don't wanna go in circles.
Yeah, that's for sure.
Yeah, I mean,
Let's send on to the
The-
zoning
the-
board that we approve of their variance.
it's all right here. If they need to know why you recommend it,
Yeah,
you can
everything
refer them
is-
to the part 3. It's all
It's
right
based
here.
on the record, you've got a very good record here. Yeah.
All right, yeah, I just wasn't sure, because I don't want, we don't weigh the 5 questions that the zoning
No,
board
but
does to
you're,
grant
what
variances.
and you shouldn't be, but you're looking at the overall project and you know, your assessment of the variant, yeah. It doesn't have to be scientific, it doesn't have to, there's no standards set forth, you just can't be arbitrary and capricious, and you've made a record, you've gone through seeker, you've looked at this project 8 ways from Sunday for a relatively small subdivision, so.
I'll make the recommendation that we approve all the variances that were requested, and pass it on to the zoning board, and that they approve it.
All right.
Second?
Yeah, I'll also, yeah, all in favor, aye.
Aye.
Now you
So
have-
it's off to the zoning board?
Yep, so from here, you would go to the zoning board, make your
Okay.
application to them for the area variances, and following that, you'll come back to get the final subdivision approval.
Okay.
And I'm not sure, that they need to necessarily appear at a meeting. You may be able to, you have a thought about that, Dave?
Well, there's gonna be a public hearing, I think they should go.
No, I'm talking about when they
To
come,
come back.
assuming the variances are granted. They need their
Additional
subdivision,
approval?
their subdivision approval, they could potentially
Yeah, I mean.
not have to come to a meeting and just go to Village
Unless there's
Hall and,
something- Yeah, unless there's something else that comes up. I
Right.
mean, I don't, it's hard to know. To be on the safe side, I would probably come just to, but, yeah.
That would be after the zoning board meeting.
Yeah, then there's gonna be an official, then there'll be an approval, assuming it all goes, you get the variances, then you would vote on the approval, so it's up to you, you don't have to, you're right, they don't have to. But if there was something that came up with at the ZBA, that they wanted potentially there could be some condition that they wanted, so if there aren't any and it was just the variances, then it's probably not necessary, but. that was
So
it.
then at that point, the subdivision would essentially be approved.
yep.
The variances, it has to be approved by this board, but they can't do it until
Right.
the variances are granted.
Okay.
So,
So I'm sorry, just because
Yeah.
I feel like you're saying one thing and you're saying one thing.
yeah, we're saying the same thing. There needs to be an approval.
Right.
Karen's just saying that there really isn't a need for you to come unless there's something happens at the zoning board that changes something where you've got and then you might need to discuss that with the planning board. If it's just a thumbs up for the variance and there was nothing else, they've already gone through everything. and
We would still grant the approval at our next meeting.
Yeah,
You
the
wouldn't have
approval-
to be here.
Oh, okay,
Yeah.
gotcha. I
But
understand.
you can.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, we would.
Yes.
But we would need to apply for the following planning board meeting or no, not necessarily.
You
would
wouldn't
just be
need
on
to
the
submit
agenda.
any of this stuff, if you are granted area variance approvals, it'll be part of the minutes,
Okay.
they don't actually, there's no like piece of
Right,
paper.
right.
Okay.
So you wouldn't have anything to submit. So when is the next zoning board meeting?
And so the next zoning board meeting, so we missed October, that deadline's October 4th. And so, the deadline for November is November 8th.
So you'll,
For
sub-
December.
For a November 29th ZBA
Okay.
meeting.
so you'll submit the copy you have of the secret determination?
Okay,
Part
that you
3.
sent to us, yep.
Yeah. That'll be your submission on November 4th, right? Is that what you said? November 8th, sorry,
November 8th.
for the 29th meeting.
Okay, and then resubmit these site plans, the elevation maps, everything, or they just need the
You
seeker?
would need to submit you don't need to submit the elevations because you're complying.
Okay,
You would need to submit your site plan.
okay,
I would submit, your whole rationale and description of non-conforming properties in the area.
okay,
I mean, you're basically, it's your case that you're making to the zoning board,
Right.
which you made to us for the
Mhm.
purposes of seeker.
right.
It's the same argument.
Okay, so we'll just submit
yeah.
the same paperwork?
Yeah.
Okay,
With an application, a zoning board.
Don't they
application.
have an application in already?
Yes.
That was the one that was approved, then rescinded, and it
Were there any
wasn't,
other variances?
there were additional variances
Just-
that were needed
Oh, okay.
after our last, correct.
because of the urban
So
regs.
yeah, to keep the record straight, it would be best to
Just
write out a
resubmit.
new application,
Okay.
yeah.
And if you don't mind, I'll go over the variances that we need, so it's on the application.
Yes.
It's the road frontage
Yes.
for lot 2.
Mm-hmm,
It's the garden fence for lots 1 and 2
mm-hmm,
from the urban regs.
mm-hmm.
And then it is the 50% minimum build out for lot 2, new house.
I thought it's the 50% minimum build up for lot 1.
Yeah, for the new house, lot 1.
The new house is lot 1 or lot 2? Because it's for your house that remains.
The
That,
existing house?
yeah, that I think you need the minimum build out. The idea is that if this is the front, that your house is taking up 50% of the front. It's hard to explain, but
Right. I understood it as it was for the new house because it's set further back in the yard.
yeah, but your frontage there is only 30 feet and the length of your house is,
Right, let's see, your house is 40 feet wide and you have 30, that's over 110% of the frontage built out, or
Oh,
whatever.
I understand, okay,
Yeah.
okay.
Thank you.
So it's minimum frontage build out, 50% for lot one.
For existing house.
This is lot one, right?
Well, right, they still have 100 feet of frontage with that lot.
Yeah, no, that would be lot 2, it would be the new house.
Yeah, so it's the 50, it's the minimum frontage build out variance is needed for lot one.
Yeah. 50
The one where your existing house is.
If it's not 50 feet wide, then you don't meet the
Right,
minimum.
exactly.
Okay. Okay,
So your house was already, if the urban regulations had applied,
Mhm.
they only came to apply because you were getting a major subdivision. But if they had applied in your current condition, your house wouldn't be complying.
Alright, so
If
we're
that's
getting a
helpful.
variance for an existing structure already,
Right, because you're getting a new, because your lot has been changed,
okay,
okay?
gotcha.
Wrap it up. It's gonna be, the GBA meeting is November 29th.
November 29th is the ZBA meeting.
Okay.
That's it, right, Bob?
Yeah,
Okay.
yes,
Alright.
yeah, I understand, thank you.
So. All right. I think that's it.
Okay,
All right, well, maybe we won't see you next meeting, maybe we
alright,
will.
alright, sounds good, thank you very much.
All right, have a good night.
Good.
Sorry, I got the elevations out of,
Out of,
yeah.
This is my.
Old business.
Really isn't any. Just that,
I just want to find the notes on that.
Are these your notes?
Anything new from the Lakeside Park?
it's just that it's on the horizon. I guess he has some work to do with
Okay,
DEC.
good.
Who's that?
81 Lakeside Drive and the other subdivision.
Okay. Have you heard from him since the last meeting?
Well, that's the one with the wells.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Wants to make 3 lots out of 1.
Mhm.
And then what's
So this-
happening?
This is the fee that's been determined, that's the subdivision now? All right.
Yeah.
All right. And Pawling Commons?
Just that they're on the horizon too.
All right. Do we need to set escrow for them? Or, he hasn't really, has he applied,
Yeah,
actually?
no, he
Formally
hasn't
applied
applied yet.
All right,
But I know he intends to apply,
okay.
just they're not ready for that yet, I guess.
What is that now, Pawling Commons?
The additional parking?
Oh, the additional parking, okay.
Right, that's in the back of the building,
Right,
remember?
okay, yep.
All right. Does anybody have anything else?
No.
Motion to adjourn?
Make a motion to adjourn.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Yeah, I feel like that was strange, it was too fast.
Folks.
Good night.
Night, Dave. No, it wasn't too fast. You did very little business.
Oh, I know.
You have business, you get your money.
Lori?
Here, Karen.